Today, we're honoring Willie Colón, the man they called El Malo del Bronx, a trombonist, composer, bandleader, producer, and fierce social activist whose innovative spirit literally shaped what we know as salsa music today. If you've ever danced to the gritty streets of El Malo, felt the revolutionary pulse of Siembra, or been moved by the way he blended barrio stories with Afro-Caribbean fire, then you know the depth of his impact. We'll gently walk through the recent farewell to this giant, the details of his funeral that brought New York to a standstill, the cause of his passing that came after a health struggle, his age, his devoted wife and family who were his anchor, his impressive net worth earned through decades of brilliance, the lifestyle that balanced stardom with activism and family, and a full biography tracing how a self-taught kid from the South Bronx became the architect of urban salsa. It's a story of triumph, rebellion, love, and legacy. Let's remember him with the respect and emotion he deserves. The world said goodbye to Willie Colón on March 9th, 2026, in a moment that felt both monumental and deeply personal. Family, friends, fellow musicians, and fans filled St. Patrick's Cathedral in Midtown Manhattan for a public funeral mass that echoed with the very rhythms he helped create. The service was streamed live, capturing tributes from his sons, including Alejandro Miguel Colón, who spoke of his father not just as a legend, but as Papa, the man who wanted this sacred place for his farewell. We got it done. One son shared, voice cracking with pride and grief, honoring Willie's wish to be remembered here in the city that raised him. There were emotional words about how his music changed the world, how his trombone gave voice to the people, and how the whole cathedral seemed to sway with the spirit of salsa, even in sorrow. Visitation had taken place over the weekend at McMahon, Lyon, and Hartnett Funeral Home in White Plains, with private moment for loved ones before the public gathering. His burial was kept private, a quiet close to a life lived so loudly through sound and activism. The outpouring was overwhelming. Bad Bunny and others paid homage. Streets in the Bronx felt quieter, and a Latin music community mourned one of its greatest architects. No crash, no sudden accident marked his end. It was the peaceful passing after health challenges that had shadowed his later years. Willie Colón, born William Anthony Colón Román on April 28, 1950, in the South Bronx, left us on February 21, 2026, at the age of 75. He passed peacefully at New York Presbyterian Hospital in Bronxville, surrounded by his beloved family after an emergency hospitalization for breathing problems and respiratory complications. While no single official cause was detailed beyond those struggles, some reports mention heart and respiratory issues. Others hinted at lingering effects from past health battles. He fought with the same tenacity that defined his music. His family announced it with profound sadness on his Facebook page. He passed away peacefully this morning, surrounded by his beloved family. The grief was raw, but so was the celebration of a life that sold millions of albums, earned gold and platinum records, and influenced everyone from Hector Lavoe to modern artists who still sample his grooves. His story begins in the heart of the South Bronx, raised by his Puerto Rican grandmother Antonia, who sparked his love for music by buying him a trumpet at age 12 and paying for lessons. He switched to trombone at 14, teaching himself on street corners, absorbing the sounds of mambo, boogaloo, and the raw energy of the barrio. By 17, he made his recording debut with El Malo in 1967, an album that introduced the New York salsa sound, trombone-heavy, street-smart, blending Caribbean rhythms with urban grit. Signed to Fania Records, he teamed up with Hector Lavoe, creating classics like I Wish I Had a Watermelon and La Murga. His bad boy image, El Malo, was marketing genius, but beneath it was a sharp mind and a social conscience. He produced, arranged, composed, and pushed boundaries, collaborating with Ruben Blades on the monumental Siembra in 1978, one of the best-selling salsa albums ever, a politically charged masterpiece that spoke to identity, struggle, and pride. Over 40 albums, 9 gold, 5 platinum, a Grammy nomination. He didn't just play salsa. He politicized it, urbanized it, took it global. Family was the quiet strength behind the spotlight. Willie married Julia Craig, often referred to as Julia Colón, in 1991, and she became his partner in every sense, through tours, activism, and life storms. They built a family together, raising 4 sons: Willie Jr., Miguel, Diego, and Alejandro. His boys were his pride. One spoke at the funeral of the man who was larger than life on stage, but just Papa at home. Julia stood by him during a serious RV accident in 2021 in North Carolina's Outer Banks, where both were injured, he with lacerations and head trauma, airlifted to a hospital, but they emerged stronger. Family grounded him. In interviews, he spoke of their love as the real treasure amid fame. Extended roots in Puerto Rico and the Bronx shaped him, and he gave back, advocating for Hispanic causes, immigration reform, healthcare access, using his platform to amplify voices that needed to be heard. Willie's lifestyle evolved with his journey, from Bronx streets to international stages, yet he stayed connected to roots. He lived with purpose, rigorous creativity in the studio, political engagement offstage, and cherished family time. He wasn't about excess, success, funded independence, activism, and supporting loved ones. His net worth, built from decades of royalties, tours, productions, and smart ventures, was estimated at around $20 million at the time of his passing. A testament to his enduring catalog and influence. He owned his masters in spirit, invested wisely, and lived comfortably but authentically, perhaps a home in New York or quieter spots for reflection, always with music playing, always with family close. Reflecting on Willie Colón's life brings a swell of emotion. Gratitude for the joy his music brought, sorrow for the voice now silent. From self-taught trombonist to salsa pioneer, from El Malo to activist elder, he changed the world with every slide of his horn. His funeral at St. Patrick's was a fitting tribute, a cathedral filled with love, rhythm, and remembrance. The Bronx-born kid who made the world dance leaves a legacy that will echo forever. In every salsa step, every protest song, every family gathering where his records spin. Rest in power, maestro. Your music lives on. Thank you for joining me in this emotional tribute to Willie Colón. If his story and legacy moved you, please give this video a like to help honor his memory. Hit subscribe for more heartfelt biographies of the icons who shaped our world, and turn on notifications so you're here for the next one. Your support keeps these stories alive. Until next time, keep the salsa playing and hold your loved ones close.